Hello, everybody. Um, so I'm going to talk about types, and I think it's a really interesting topic because people say they don't have types, and I think people are usually, dude, I need to unplug my wheel. And I think people are usually mostly right when they say stuff like that, but I also think people do have a type. So, from my experience, I actually cannot play this with my wheel. Is it okay now? Are we okay? Okay. Um, so from my experience of being a human, I think people do have types, but I think it's so much less profound than what we really expect. So I've dated probably about a bunch of different people of pretty much everything in between. So I've dated okay, so realistically I've dated like 8 girls or some shit. I know, like crazy work. And about like three and a half, four of them have been the same fucking person, which is kind of weird to say, but which is where you'd be like, oh yeah, this is your type, and I'd be like, this is where it gets weird. Is they were all short blondes who were like getting their degrees to become like doctors and shit, and all they did was like study and like watch Grey's Anatomy. But then the four other girls I've talked to has been an athletic brunette, like a tall athletic brunette. That's what I say my type is, by the way. Um, a short Mexican brunette, and then one of them was blonde, a short blonde. But that's why I said like 4.5. But she didn't really want to be a doctor. Like different personality, pretty much. Um, but did I say was that 7 or 8? I think maybe it was only 7. I can't count. But that's why I find types so interesting is because they're just so different. Because it's my friends all think my type is short blondes, which is fair. Because obviously that's what you'd assume my type to be. But I consider my type to be something else. But just because I find it my type doesn't mean I don't find other girls with other features attractive. It just means that if you have those features, you are more likely to be attractive to me compared to if you didn't. So this is, at least that's what I think. This all means is, and types mean is that if I would have just, well, I'm so bad. I used to be able to like, yeah, that's the thing. Um, this is so embarrassing, bro. Um, if you fuck me, I'm getting so jumbled up with my words. If you find someone outside of your type attractive, it doesn't mean, oh yeah, I don't have a type. It just means you're a normal human. And I genuinely believe that that's a good thing. And if you're struggling to find girls that are like fit your type or anything, it's not the end of the world. You need to find them attractive for who they are as a person and physically, of course. But it's mainly about who they are as a person. They really should attract you. I know, right? I sound like a fucking loser right now, but it's true. And I mean, as someone who is getting recently out of like 4 different talking stages from the same time, I know, crazy work. Um, I am just I'm trying to become comfortable with being single again and just being who I want to be and what that really means to me. And just thinking about types has been a huge help to me, and it's also made me remember types are really, they're not there for you. They're there to be like, oh yeah, what's your type, bro? When you're like friends trying to like find you someone, and you can be like, oh yeah, I like yada yada yada, or I like yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? But they're not there to be the only thing you can do. Because if I set myself to that, I really wouldn't have been able to, you know, find other people I find attractive and other things I find attractive and other things I like and everything else that you can achieve in relationships and dating and everything else is by trying new things. So it's why is relationships this one thing where it's not that uncommon for people to not want to try the new thing of dating outside of their type or any of it. It's so weird to me that dating is this one thing where people are just stuck and stuck and stuck inside of what they consider their typing to be, which is so weird to me because it's so not true. And like this is gonna sound like a super weird analogy, but like if you've ever watched porn before, you've jerked your shit to big booty Latinas and like a brunette MILF and a blonde MILF all on the same day. Or maybe not on the same day, but you've definitely done all three of those. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is that different than a normal relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can definitely find all of them attractive. So why do we put such an emphasis on it? And I think it's because it's the easiest way to describe what you're looking for to your friends. So it's like, look, I'm not gonna lie. I told you I am like just getting out of a bunch of talking stages. So I've been telling my friends, I'm like, hey, if you see any cute like girls, slide my way, hit me up, bro. You know what I'm saying? And they're all trying to slide me with blonde, like short blondes who are smart. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine and chill. But it's also like, here's what I actually want. Is they're there to help you communicate, but they're not there to. This is so embarrassing. I used to be so good at this game. I swear. Oh, you have to hold space. I keep forgetting you have to hold space for them. And that's just the main reason I believe in types being a thing. Is it doesn't have to be the only thing you find attractive. It could be. There's a lot of other things it can be, but that's why it's there. That's why we as a society put such an emphasis on them. Is for that exact reason. Is because that's what we want. That's the easiest way to describe it to your friends, and that everyone else is just, hey, here's what I want. Here are the things I find attractive. Here are the things I don't want. But just because they don't fit that doesn't mean they're not the right person for you. As long as you like them as a person, you find them attractive, and most importantly, you don't want someone to change for you. You want your two natural selves to be combinable. It's I think I don't know if you guys have seen like the little block animation of it's like the square trying to fit up with like the circle hole, and it doesn't work. But I think the best relationships aren't the ones that naturally fit either. I don't think it's where it is the circle and the circled hole. I think it is the one where it's a circle and like, I don't know how to say it. A circle probably isn't the best way. It's like a triangle and I don't know. It's like it's something like I think each one has to cut off a little bit of themselves, but I don't think it should be as drastic as one person gives up a huge portion and the person gives nothing. I think both people should change in a relationship, but I think both people should change for the better and for the relationship in a whole. And that's completely different than besides this, but I believe types are important, but I believe we put such an emphasis on them as a person and not as a easy way to like, it's a tag. This sounds super weird to say, but it's just a fucking tag. It's like when I'm looking for a video game, I want to find a game, I'll look for indie platformer or some shit. It's just a tag. It's the genre I like to play. But when I'm looking in a relationship, it's not as simple as looking for indie platformers. But hey, if that's the genre I like of games, might as well start there. And it's a AAA platformer. And I might not like it as much, but this one looks really good. Give it a shot. Or it's an indie game. It's an indie action game. It's from a studio I really like. Or it looks really good and it's an indie game. Or any of these other reasons. It's not just about finding what you want. It is just about finding what you want from the relationships and from everything else. And being single and having all these different experiences has really helped me figure out what I want. and I think it's just an important lesson that everyone should go through.